So what is the mark of the beast in Revelation 13? It's quite a scary idea, isn't it? There's been so many interpretations through the years that instill fear in Christians. Some people say it's the mark left after the COVID vaccination, or a barcode that will be tattooed on everyone, or a microchip that will be inserted under our skin so governments can control us. Some people say that it's a worldwide single currency that will bring us all under the control of capitalists. There's all sorts of ideas about it. So how do we work out the fact from the fiction and find out what the Bible really says? Well, let's check out the passage and see what the mark of the beast actually is and why it's 666. When the book of Revelation was written, around about AD 96, Christians were being persecuted by the Romans and by non-believers. And one of the main forms of persecution against them was that they weren't allowed to sell their products in the markets, and many people wouldn't buy from Christians either. So it was an economic persecution that was making life really hard for believers. And the two beasts in Revelation 13 represent those who are persecuting Christians, and it's the second one that gives the mark to the beast. Now check out what it says in verses 16 and 17. The beast causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell who does not have the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of the beast. So there's two things here. Firstly, if you don't have the mark of the beast, you can't buy or sell. So that's referring to the persecution that Christians were suffering. Secondly, the mark of the beast had to be on the right hand or the forehead. Well, what's that all about? Well, let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 6, where the Israelites were given the command to love the Lord their God with all their heart, their mind, their soul and their strength. And in verse 8 it says, "Tie these commandments as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads." And that's why many Orthodox Jews today wear phylacteries, a little box on their forehead and wrist that contains the law, reminding them to honor God in their thoughts and their actions. But here in Revelation, the mark on the wrist and the forehead that the beast demands is not the law of God, but the values of the Antichrist. John is saying that the beast causes people to think and behave in ways that are inspired by the Antichrist. Those who live by the values of God will be economically disadvantaged, and the truth is that there are millions of people around the world today who are being persecuted for their faith. 360 million Christians worldwide face persecution on a daily basis. That's 1 in 7 of Christians worldwide. And we need to support them in our prayers as they resist the mark of the beast and try to live out kingdom values. So that's the mark of the beast, but why is it 666? Again, there have been some bizarre interpretations of this. Some have said that the name Nero Caesar, when transliterated into Hebrew, comes to 666 when the letters are turned into numbers. Others have said that it's the Pope, because his full title is Vicar of the Son of God, and that number in Latin numbers 666 in Roman numerals when turned into numbers. Others have used the number to try to calculate a date or a certain period of time. The Great Fire of London was in 1666, and there was panic at that time that the Antichrist had come and the fire marked the beginning of the end of the world. Others have calculated it as the period of time that the Pope will have his authority. There's loads of examples, but if you want my opinion, here it is. Revelation 13 actually says that 666 is the number of humanity. It's our number. Listen to verse 18. "Let anyone with understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a person. Its number is 666. In Revelation, John uses the number 7 to represent wholeness and perfection. So the number of perfection would be 777. But our number, humanity's number, is 666, which is less than perfection. The number of the beast, 666, is a statement about our fallenness, our sinfulness, because we have accepted the mark of the beast, the values of the world, rather than the values of God. The mark of the beast is a symbol for living by the values of the world rather than living by the values of God. The number of the beast, 666, is a symbol of the fact that living by these values is sinful. So it's good for us to pray for the persecuted church who are staying faithful to God despite the cost to themselves. And it's good for us to pray for ourselves too, that we might be able to resist the mark of the beast and live for Jesus, carrying the values of the kingdom of God in our thoughts, our words, and our actions. Well, I hope you found this useful. If so, please do click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave some comments below. Thanks for watching.